Today I'm sharing what I bought this week, and y'all, it has been so busy around here between preparing for my son's high school graduation, summer break, my grocery list, and to-do list just keeps growing. But this week I ended up going to Aldi and Jovi's Smart Shop, and I found some really good deals on foods that I buy all of the time. I'll be sharing everything that I picked up and how much each item costs, and I'm going to be sharing a few stock up deals. Let's jump right into this grocery haul and see what made it into my cart this week. This 12 pack of green tea was $3.97, which comes out to around 33 cents a bottle. That's way cheaper than what you would get at a gas station or a fast food place when you are out and about. The Angel hair pasta was 77 cents each, so this is definitely a stock up item for me. Pantry staples like this help me throw together quick meals without spending a lot of money out of pocket. The macaroni was $1.07, and it's also a stock up item. I like to keep it on hand because you can turn it into many different meals like mac and cheese, pasta salad, or you guessed it, homemade hamburger helper. The bread was only 88 cents each, so this was another stock up item for me. I already have a loaf in the pantry and 2 in the freezer, so I'm going to freeze these and rotate the older loaf to the front to use first. That actually helps me to avoid food waste. The sugar was $2.77 each, and honestly I regretted buying this sugar at Jovi's, y'all, because it was actually cheaper at Aldi. I'm trying to pay closer attention to which stores consistently have the best prices on certain items. The flour was $2.14, and since we're planning on doing a lot of baking this summer, I needed to restock. Baking at home is usually way cheaper than constantly buying desserts and snacks. The Sweet Baby Ray's was $1.77 each. I will be cooking ribs this weekend for my son's graduation party, so we definitely needed barbecue sauce for that. Now, outside of this graduation party, y'all know cookout season is just around the corner, so we have to get prepared for that too. The vegetable oil was $3.57 each. Now, I don't use it very often, but I like to keep it on hand because it always seems like I need it at the most random times. The mesquite marinade was $1.21 each. If you want to add flavor to your chicken without spending a lot, I suggest trying this. It gives your chicken that fresh off the grill flavor for cheap. Like I always say, eating on a budget doesn't have to taste like it. The cream of chicken was 60 cents each. This is a stock up item for me. Cream of chicken can be used on several different dishes, including smothered chicken, casseroles, or pot pie. The Bush's baked beans were $1.77 each, and since they're usually closer to $3 at Walmart, this was a great stock up price. You know, with the 4th of July around the corner, I wanted to go ahead and grab some of the cookout items I know we'll be using. The 2 cans of manwich were $1.18 each. I like keeping this in rotation because it is quick, easy, and it doesn't require a lot of prep. This is also a good way to use up those hamburger buns before they go bad, which helps cut down on food waste. The sweetened condensed milk was $1.77. I like keeping a few of these in the pantry because they can be used for so many different desserts. My kids use it for their homemade Starbucks coffee, but I'm using this one for some banana pudding. The Sun-Maid raisins were $1.87, which is much cheaper than what I usually see at other stores in my area. Now, my son requested a carrot cake, so that's what I'll be using these for. But raisins are also great to keep on hand for oatmeal, trail mix, or even oatmeal raisin cookies. The half and half was $3.78 each, and honestly, I have a feeling this is going to last us a while because because my kids have officially moved on to the Starbucks creamer at Walmart. Jordan picked up the lavender, caramel macchiato, and brown sugar flavors. And when I tell you, those bottles are not cheap by any stretch of the imagination. Those things are expensive. But hey, if it fits his budget, I'm not judging. At least they're making coffee at home instead of going to Starbucks every day. The heavy whipping cream was $2.05. I plan on using this for mac and cheese and, you guessed it, homemade hamburger helper this week because heavy whipping cream makes everything extra creamy and rich. The green onions were 63 cents. I use this as a garnish. I like to store them in mason jars and switch out the water every couple of days. This helps them to continue to grow if you take care of them. The celery was 94 cents, and this is one of those vegetables that can be used in so many different meals. I use celery in soups, chicken salad, stuffing, and sometimes just as a snack with peanut butter. Now, just a quick tip, if your celery starts getting soft, you can place it in cold water for a little while and it will crisp right back up. The cilantro was 3 for $1, which was an amazing deal. Fresh herbs can really change the flavor of a meal without spending a lot of money on sauces or seasonings. The kale was $1.37, and I mainly bought this for smoothies and when I make that lentil soup. Anytime I find it at a good price, I try to grab it. The romaine lettuce was $1.67. I like to keep lettuce on hand because it makes it easier to throw together quick lunches instead of eating out. Now, one thing that helps my lettuce last longer is placing a paper towel in the container to absorb the moisture. The apples were $2.97, and fruit has definitely gotten expensive lately, y'all. So I'm always looking for the best deals. Apples are one of my favorite budget-friendly snacks because they last longer than a lot of other fruits. The mixed vegetables were 90 cents, and frozen vegetables are one of my favorite grocery budget hacks. They last much longer than fresh vegetables, and you don't have to worry as much about food waste. I like keeping a few bags in the freezer because they make it easy to add vegetables to soups, casseroles, or quick side dishes. The corn on the cob was $1.97. And with summer cookout season coming up, I already know this is going to get used quickly. But I plan on using this when I make an egg boil because the last time I cooked it, I was missing corn. The broccoli was 98 cents, and it's definitely the cheapest price in my area. When I checked Walmart and Aldi, a bag of broccoli was well over $1. Now, this will be a side dish for when I meal prep my rotisserie chicken and sweet potato. The chimichanga was 85 cents, and these are great to keep on hand for quick lunches or lazy dinner nights. Now, y'all know convenience foods can get expensive really fast. So when I find freezer items under $1, I pay attention. The burritos were 45 cents each, which honestly feels rare these days. These are perfect for quick snacks and easy lunches or nights when no one feels like cooking a full meal. Now, one thing I try to do with inexpensive freezer foods like this is pair them with fruits or vegetables to make the meal feel a little more balanced and filling. The parsley was 89 cents, and fresh herbs are one of the easiest ways to make simple meals taste more homemade. I like using parsley in pasta, potatoes, and soups. Similar to the romaine lettuce, if you wrap fresh herbs in a paper towel before storing them in the fridge, they usually stay fresh much longer. The grapes were $4.50, y'all. Had I known they were going to be that price, I would have left them right there on the shelf. But these fruit prices have definitely been testing everybody's grocery budget lately. Even though these were a little pricey, grapes are one of those snacks my family actually eats, so they don't go to waste in this house. I also like freezing grapes during the summer because they make a really good cold snack without buying extra desserts. The avocados were 39 cents each, which is a pretty good deal. Now, avocados can get expensive really fast, so anytime I see them under $1, I grab a few. The sweet potatoes were $2.19, and these are one of my favorite budget-friendly side dishes because they're filling and super versatile. You can bake them, mash them, or even use them for breakfast bowls. The beef and chicken broth was $1.25 each. This was much cheaper than the one at Joe V's. I think theirs was like $1.49. But broth is one of those ingredients that makes meals taste so much better. The cake mixes were only 99 cents, which is by far the cheapest in my area. I'm sure this sale will end soon, so I'm trying to stock up as much as I can before it does. Now, cake mixes are great because you can use them for way more than just a cake. You can make cookies, dump cakes, brownies, literally any kind of dessert. The Hawaiian stuffing mix was only 49 cents, y'all. And this was definitely a stock up price for me. Y'all see how many I got. And in my last grocery haul, these were 59 cents. So when I saw that they went down 10 cents, I grabbed as many as I could. The blueberry muffin mix was 49 cents, and this was another really good pantry deal. Baking mixes like these are nice to keep around for weekends when you want something quick and easy. The biscuits were $1.59, and I plan on making breakfast sandwiches and homemade hot pockets. Or I may even make homemade apple pies. Now, I did find this recipe where you roll the biscuit out and add fruit filling, fold it, and fry it. Then sift powdered sugar or drizzle some caramel on top. Y'all, it looked so good, and you know I have to try it. The sweet peas were only 70 cents, and this will be a side item for when I cook smothered chicken and rice. The cherry pie filling was $2.69, and I bought this so that my daughter can bake a cherry pie. I'm starting her out with canned fruit before teaching her the homemade way. I just want to get her feet wet before going all in. The pumpkin puree was $1.79. And this is one of those ingredients I try to grab whenever I see it because some stores don't always keep it stocked year round. You can add it to pancakes, muffins, or oatmeal for extra flavor. The oregano and chili powder were 95 cents each, and spices are one of the best ways to make affordable meals taste flavorful. Now, I've slowly built up my spice drawer over time because having a variety of seasonings allows you to experiment with different flavors. The pasta sauce was $1.55. I'm trying to build my stockpile, y'all. So in order to do that, I may have to skip making spaghetti for a week or two and just continue stocking up on the spaghetti sauce. The jalapeno peppers were $1.89. I like using them in pretty much any Taco Tuesday meal. I also add them to my chili and beef empanadas. The diced tomatoes were $1.15. I only grabbed one can because I used a can the other day when I made a bowl of chili. So this one is just a replacement. The tomato paste was 57 cents, and this is one of those small ingredients that adds a ton of flavor to meals. I actually use this when I'm making beef empanadas. If you don't use the whole can, you can freeze leftovers in small portions so nothing goes to waste. The tomato sauce was just 46 cents, which is a pretty good deal. I like keeping several cans on hand because they can quickly turn basic ingredients into spaghetti, chili, or homemade soup. The blueberry syrup was $3.29, and I bought this because my middle son has been asking for this for a long time, and I have not been able to find it until now. But sometimes adding small things like flavored syrup makes breakfast at home feel a little less boring. The California medley was $1.15, and frozen vegetable blends are one of my favorite shortcuts for busy nights. The seasoned fries were $2.89, and keeping easy freezer size at home helps make quick dinners feel more complete. If I made these homemade from a russet potato, I'm sure it would have been much cheaper, but this purchase was all about convenience. The egg rolls were $2.95, and I had to give these a try. It's been over 2 years since I had an egg roll, y'all, and I was like, let me try this out to see if it still tastes like I remembered it. And I plan on using Chick-fil-A's Polynesian sauce as a dip, so we're going to see how all of this comes together. The hamburger buns were $1.39, and I'm so used to paying 99 cents for these things. I don't know when they decided to go up to $1.39. But I'm going to make sandwiches and homemade burgers with these. That's everything that I picked up for this grocery haul. I hope you enjoyed seeing everything that I bought, the prices that I paid, and maybe even learned a few meal planning or budgeting tips along the way. Before I go, I do want to apologize for not getting a video out to y'all last week. I do try to send videos out once a week, and if I have enough time, I'll try to do twice a week, but I missed last week altogether because I've been dealing with this graduation party. I've been shopping, cleaning, organizing, doing all of the things. And on top of all of that, my husband and I have been preparing our kids for adulthood. Now, last week, I took my kids to go open up another checking account. So they have 4 accounts total. And if you want to hear all about how I'm teaching my kids how to budget, manage money, I'm teaching them financial responsibility. If you want to know how I'm doing all of that or what I'm telling them, let me know down in the comments section, and I can make a follow-up video talking about how we're preparing them for the financial world. Before we even headed off to the bank, I had what I call a mini budget masterclass with them, where we talked about budgeting, financial responsibility, things like that. So they were already aware of what they supposed to do with these checking and savings accounts. So once I got to the bank, the banker repeated just about everything that I had already told them. So I think I did a great job preparing them for the financial world. But I really appreciate your patience and understanding as we navigate this new season. I thought as kids get older, life gets easier, but it seems like the opposite is happening. It's rough out here in these streets, y'all. But the good news is I am back, and I have more content in the works. I'm currently working on an extreme grocery budget challenge because someone asked me to repeat this video that I made last year. Now, y'all know how these grocery prices are set up, so it is really going to be a challenge to see if I can repeat that video. I know it's going to be hard because these prices are nowhere near what they were this time last year. So I'm really excited to share with you all of the content that I have coming up. If you are not subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you do not miss all of these budgeting videos. As always, I thank you all for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Talk to you later. Bye.